Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today I'm going to be fixing a pretty common issue with Sportsters. The choke cable, the nut that holds on to the bracket is a plastic nut, and some people reef on it way too hard and it breaks, and then this happens. It won't, it doesn't stay in, and the choke cable won't stay out. So that nut basically tightens up the tension to the bracket, plus gives it a little tension on coming in and out, so it'll stay out when you're warming up your bike. That's what we're going to fix today. So first thing you want to do is make sure your float bowl and your carb is completely cleaned out. So just run the bike till it dies. Next you want to take off your cover, just these two screws. Next you got to remove these two bolts, which are head bolts or breather bolts. They let the blow by from your engine oil pass in and recirculate into your engine. Next you want to loosen these three bolts. Well, take them off. Make sure you keep these gaskets. They go in between your air cleaner and your carb. Now that you've removed the air cleaner assembly, you should be able to just kind of wiggle off your carb just to get it loose without loosening any fuel lines or throttle cables or anything. So I'm going to try and do that way, just so I don't have to remove all those and get at the choke cable connection at the back of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the fuel line just to give myself a little more clearance and room to work. So next, after you get the choke cable disconnected from the bracket on the left side of the bike, you kind of want to just feed it through, just wiggle it around, feed it through, and bring it to the right side where you can disconnect it from the carb. So now that it's free, you can see that usually this plastic nut right here is connected to this threaded piece right here. So that's usually one, but that broke and now it won't. Now you can't tighten it or tighten it and keep it from sliding back in. So now you just gotta take it off of right here and replace it with a new one. So luckily, instead of buying a new one, which they're not expensive, but I luckily have a donor carb to steal this one off of. And pull this out and just make sure everything stays. So now back over here, you just want to do the exact same thing and remove the broken choke cable. Yeah, see the little comparison? That goes with it, the threads and this plastic nut, and this one, just the cable goes, because that nut is still attached to the threads. So next thing you want to do is just thread this new one back in. Just be careful, this is just plastic going into aluminum, so you just gotta, it's a little tricky, but just work at it. So yeah, once you get it going, you can kind of just turn the cable and hold the nut, and then that should just tighten it up. Just be careful. Like I said, it is plastic. Threads are. And then when you're done, you just kind of snug it up. It doesn't have to be super tight. Okay, and then you just want to feed this right through here. Like I said earlier, it would be easier if you remove the carb completely and just reassemble it, but right now there's no real need to, so I guess I'm doing it the hard way. Just gonna route this back through. So this piece popped off the intake manifold, so you just want to make sure it stays on there. So this piece goes on the intake manifold edge, and the carb fits right inside there. So that piece right there. You just want to make sure that's on there, so when you wiggle in your carb, it fits right in there. Just wiggle on your carb. There you go. Place your fuel line. A lot of times, guys, these little connections, these little L connections, they'll break because they're just plastic on these keying carbs. A lot of guys replace them with brass, but this one's in good shape and doesn't leak or anything, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. Oh, forgot the little, there we go. Tighten that up. Now you just gotta attach this bracket, or the choke cable to this bracket, and the reason I think the one was broken was because see how the carb or the choke cable wants to stick out this way, and I don't know if you can tell, but this bracket here was kind of straight, so it was kind of sticking like this, right, instead of like that where it screws down tightly against like that. It was kind of crooked like that because that's the way it's sticking out. And so if it was out this way, way over here, and pointing the same way as this nut, it would have screwed on nicely. But I think what happened is this guy screwed it on, tightened it too much, and it snapped the threads. So I just bent this back a little bit so it lines up more with the actual cable. Put it on, tighten the back. It's on there nice. Okay, so it's on there, all good. See how you pull it, it'll stay. So you can adjust that by there, by turning this little plastic nut. There you go. So the last thing you want to do is reassemble your breather system, the air cleaner assembly, the exact same way that was taken apart. So remember your gasket, so that will go on like that. Next you want to screw on both your breather bolts. Put those back on. So when tightening these three, it's 3 to 5 foot-pounds from the manual. So really not much, just snug them up pretty much. And then these ones are 10 to 20 foot-pounds. And after that's done, after you torque these and snug these up basically, you want to put on your air filter. Give it a quick little polish. Alright guys, there you go. Quick and easy fix for a broken choke cable. Hope you guys like it. See you on the road.